Not too bad. Excited to go commentate my first seed.
Indeed. Well, it's first for me too. Usually Echoes Rando is my cup of tea, but after watching a grand total of two 200% runs so far this tournament, I feel pretty comfortable joining you up here in the booth today. But we have just begun here, so Jarrett, why don't you tell us what our runners are going to be doing to start this? Oh yeah, that's right. We have rule sets today, and we're starting on a random elevator.
To be honest with you, I don't know the rule sets, so
So yeah, our runners agreed to mess with the settings a little bit today. So a couple of things. For one thing, we're starting with random elevators. So you notice that the elevator they came out of, it takes them to the what is originally the vanilla Talon to Chozo elevator, where you normally make your way from Talon to Chozo to get your first missile launcher. But instead, that elevator now takes you to the reflecting pool, which is like that cluster of elevators near Vanilla Ice Beam.
right. Looks like Interslice is already going for the SJF, and it's a missile. That might come in handy when he's to go do early artifact checks.
Indeed, and I just noticed, I think our runners actually started out with missiles as well, and looks like we got space jump boots in Transport Tunnel A, I believe.
I think that's B. Well, I might be wrong.
You'll have to forgive me when it comes to room names. Again, I'm more of an Echoes runner these days, so Prime room names do slip my mind, especially since like half of the rooms are named Ruin something or other, and the other half are named Storage something or other.
No worries. I'm usually I've only been streaming Prime for the last like week to 2 weeks because my old laptop was a potato machine, but now I've got an actual gaming computer so I can play Echoes.
Fair enough.
But I haven't played Prime in probably 5 years before the last like month.
Yeah, it's a great trilogy.
Oh, it
Ooh,
really is. Oh, Ice Beam already. Wow.
Ice Beam and Root Cave and Morph Ball at the Artifact Temple, and Interslice is going to go ahead and give us our 6 artifact hints. We only need 6 in the game this time around, not the usual 12 for the tournament settings.
That makes
Those
it
artifact hints are in really good spots, all facing the back end of the temple. We're going to get a look at them right now. Let's see what we got. Crossway,
Crossway,
MQ,
MQA,
oh
Main
boy,
Plaza, Magmore, Workstation, and Elite Research.
and Arbor
And Arbor
Chamber.
Chamber.
All right,
Okay, so
so
if Caesar had plasma, he could have. Oh wait, that's not Arbor Chamber, is it?
yes, it is Arbor Chamber.
It is Arbor Chamber. All right.
Yeah, that's a bit of a, Mighty Caesar might be mildly annoyed when he sees that, unless, oh, Spider Ball under the ship. That's a nice extra pickup early on. It should also be noted
Yeah.
that our runners are starting off, at least I believe they're starting off, yes, they are starting off with Charge Beam. In the
Yep.
previous tournament, we had that set to be at its vanilla location. However, for these tournament settings, we're setting them to everybody to start with it by default. Saves a little bit of trouble. And Charge Beam's awesome.
Yeah, that's playing a seed with that shuffled into the mix made it a whole lot more frustrating a couple weeks ago. But them having it right off the bat is going to make things a lot easier. Excuse me.
Indeed. And also, we apparently didn't catch this earlier, but it looks like as per our starting settings, it looks like our runners are also already packing Wave Beam.
No, I believe they found it, if I'm not mistaken.
If they did, I totally missed it.
I want to say, you know what? I don't know where it is exactly.
Because I'm pretty sure Interslice went straight to the SJF and then Artifact Temple, and then Mighty Caesar went straight for Rude Cave, so I'm pretty sure they might have started with Wave Beam by default. Unless anybody in chat or Op82, our tracker today, wants to enlighten us on that one.
Which chat is it? Is it on SpeedGame or is it on Twitch or is it here on Discord?
Twitch is SG3.
SG3. All right, let's see.
Okay, so yeah, I'm looking at the rule set page. They did have up to 3 starting items maximum for the start, with a minimum of 1. So it looks like the game gave them. It looks like the game gave them Wave Beam and a single missile.
Well, that's definitely convenient.
And the early ice beam means they'll be able to check the item next to reflecting pool, so they'll be able to check vanilla ice beam and get out. No problem.
Don't want to get soft locked in that room, especially if it has something helpful.
And there's space jump
Or
for
Interslice.
Interslice. The number of starting items to answer question chat was anywhere from 1 to 3, according to the settings preset page we were given.
Looks like Mighty Caesar's swimming in Crash Frigate right now.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to get out.
He's going the wrong way.
I can't imagine. Oh, he might try to do a suitless frigate.
That sounds like an awful idea. Well, it might pay off for him. Who knows?
Yeah, Interslice is going to be grabbing.
Oh no!
The,
you know what? He's doing
Oh
he's
yeah,
trying to get to this elevator and the overgrown cavern.
Yeah, the climb is in logic. This frigate climb is in logic with the preset, with their Gentleman's Agreement preset. Basically, their Gentleman's Agreement preset has random elevators, extra starting items, and a lot more advanced tricks allowed. Or a lot more advanced tricks expected. Oh!
Yeah, I don't think he's going to go to Twin Fires.
And Interslice actually just went out of bounds to grab the artifact in Arbor Chamber.
Yeah, this time it's allowed. Last year it wasn't.
Yeah, out of bounds is allowed for this tournament. So yeah, we've been seeing a couple of instances, especially for Arbor Chamber. What is Interslice doing with that Geemer?
Oh, how he just climbed up on it, but that was impressive. Yeah, the blue ones I believe are Zoomers, and the red ones are Geemers, if I remember correctly.
Okay. So
from my days of scanning everything that moves.
Alright, looks like Interslice's elevator is going to be taking them to, towards Quarantine Cave, so this is the Phendrana Drifts Stardust elevator.
A little bit of a chilling experience.
I just got it. But let's see. So Thardus, I don't think... let me see if Thardus... well, even if Thardus isn't in logic with these settings, without thermal in these settings, I'm sure our runners aren't too worried about it. Oh, and it looks like actually chat's been enlightening me that it looks like our runners have also started with grapple beam. So our 3 starting items were wave beam, grapple beam, and a set of missiles.
Well, what do you know?
So grapple beam early is nice. It removes a little bit of movement difficulty and makes a couple of checks easier, but it's not like super hard required for that much. Pretty much anything at all, actually.
Yeah, it seems like if you're pretty good with the space jump, you can kind of bypass all of grapple, but I am nowhere near that level yet.
I could not see what that was in the transport access A back there.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
Now, to be fair, earlier this afternoon it was bombs, so that was with vanilla elevators too, so suffice to say, yikes.
That was vanilla bombs?
Yeah, those were... That transport center was morph ball bombs earlier today.
Yeah, that sounds painful.
And Plasma was in Phendrana Shoreline.
Was that on just this last seed, or was it like a couple seeds ago?
It was a couple seeds ago. It was the, I want to say, noontime race. If you're talking Eastern. I think it was the first seed of the day.
I was not online when that happened, so... Otherwise, I would have been watching.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a pretty interesting one to watch back for sure. But looks like Interslice is going to be climbing up Phendrana's edge here, trying to get to the top.
Looks like he succeeded. Now let's see if he gets this last one. And he makes it!
And it just gives him 5 more missiles.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be seeing a lot of those because there are an extra 7 missile tanks. Actually, there's an extra 10 missile tanks in the game to compensate for A, the 3 items they start with, B, the 6 artifacts that are not going to be picked up, and C, charge beam. It has been decided that the junk item of this seed that replaces those items will be missiles. And Mighty Caesar's going straight to labs with only one E-tank. This is a gutsy play. He's actually down to 2 HP. I think he might be trying to get that energy tank.
Yeah, that's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Nope.
Nope.
First death
He
of the
chose
run.
poorly.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the downsides of early starting item seeds, is that you're going to have a heck of a time. Yeah, that is one heck of a time going through dangerous early areas with very few energy tanks and missiles, is that you are going to probably struggle.
Yep. Interslice just got a PB tank and gravity chamber.
Power Bomb tank is pretty nice. Compared to Echo's randomizer, a single Power Bomb expansion is expected in the logic when it comes to placing Power Bombs, as in you just need that expansion and then all the Power Bomb checks are in logic. In Echo's rando, you are expected to get the main Power Bomb launcher, but we're not playing Echoes, we're playing Prime.
Is that always the case in Echoes? Just to go off on a tangent?
It's an optional setting.
Which, gotcha. Alright. I guess we'll talk more about that after this race.
If we happen to hit a bit of downtime, we could talk about it some more. But for now, looks like Mighty Caesar checked the reflecting pool elevator, but he's headed back down to Talon. Or went up it for a split second and then went back. Oh, because he has no bombs, he can't enter the tunnel. Answer your question, chat. What's needed to beat the game no matter the seed? All 6 Chozo artifacts, all 4 beams, Wave Ice, Plasma, and Power, and Phazon Suit. As well as, I think you need Morph Ball and Morph Ball bombs at least.
Yeah, if you want your run extra validated, then you get all four beam combos.
Oh, and chat also says space jump is required. Luckily, we've already got that, so. But yeah, so far, given what we've seen so far, actually, I'm wondering if the play is to go into late Chozo with Ice and Wave Beam, or if it is to go into labs with Ice and Wave Beam.
Well, is that elevator to Chozo, does that take them behind to the save point, or the save station?
Yeah,
where they have to go through the tunnel? Okay, well...
Well, they need bombs for that anyway, actually.
Yeah, if they don't have bombs, then they can't do that one.
I'm inclined to suspect that we might have to go to labs here, which is what Mighty Caesar's doing.
Yep, second time's the charm, I guess.
Yeah, and I think he's decided to resort to just missile spam here. Which makes sense. Prime does have the rapid-fire... Prime is the only game in the trilogy to have the rapid-fire missiles glitch, which is quite useful.
Yeah, it's too bad it's the only one, because that would be super useful in literally all of the Prime games.
Yeah, can you imagine firing rapid-fire hyper missiles in Corruption?
Oh, man.
Granted,
as if Corruption isn't easy enough.
Yeah. But yeah, it does seem like labs is pretty much all we got here.
Looks like Mighty Caesar might be ahead then, if that's the case.
It looks like it. Everybody's pretty much packing the same gear, the only exception being that Mighty Caesar did not get the power bomb that Interslice picked up in the Phendronic Caves.
Wait a second. He just died in that room before when he was trying to get the power bomb tank. Or not the power bomb, the energy tank. Okay, there's another one right there anyway, so...
Yeah.
I would say, if he just died there, like, not even 5 minutes ago, what would the mindset, what would the idea be? Oh, hello, Visor. What would, why would he not get it after?
That's actually really bad news, because I'm pretty sure this puts Thardus into logic.
Yeah, that I believe does, actually. You would be right.
And given the track record Thardus has had this seed, where he's now had as far late as bombs in vanilla elevator settings, I would not be surprised to see bombs on Thardus again.
And we see our first Samus of the run. Metroid looking at Samus. Shoutouts to Mighty Caesar for being part Metroid since he's in the fusion suit and looking at a Metroid.
I thought I was looking at a Samus.
Whatever. That too. It's both a Metroid looking at a Metroid, because technically in this, Samus is part Metroid. Or is
Alright,
Metroid part Samus?
Alright, we still got the divergence continuing here. Interslice is deciding to do gravityless frigate, and Mighty Caesar is continuing into control tower. I'll see if Mighty Caesar is just trying to drop the control tower here. He cannot actually check the item without soft locking because it is required that you use a bomb to get up the ramp. And it should also be noted
that you came?
to get out the tower. You can't get back the way you came. There's not enough height, but it looks like Mighty Caesar was just dropping the tower.
Is there no way to check it without going under like that?
No, there's no way to check like that. Oh, and it looks like Mighty Caesar triggered the pirates. Fun fact, in Trilogy, it is still possible to skip this fight and get the control tower artifact without Plasma Beam. Because Trilogy and like PAL version patched out a lot of glitches like infinite speed and slope jumps and stuff like that, and a lot of the terrain, but they didn't move the triggers for control tower.
It's kind of disappointing. Oh, go ahead.
I think Mighty Caesar's Ice Beam shot went for one arrow pirate but missed and hit the other.
Maybe. It's kind of disappointing that with a game centered on exploration like Metroid, especially if you look at any of the 2Ds minus probably Metroid 2 and definitely Fusion, it's very linear how the Metroid Prime games are, and for them to just patch everything to limit your, for Nintendo to go, oh, you like exploring around and breaking stuff in Metroid, a game that does that? We're just gonna go patch all of that.
Hopefully Prime 4 will turn things around once we actually get some kind of development timetable on how that's progressing along.
Yeah, I think you meant to say if we ever get that.
I think we will. I think it's just a matter of time, because they did announce in February 2019 that they're essentially starting from scratch. So that's effectively almost 18 months ago now, so it's for a game that's starting from scratch, especially if it's a AAA game like Metroid, I expect them to be a little behind. But for now, let's see how this frigate... Oh, Interslice has reset.
I guess there was nothing good there. And there's a missile on top of observatory. Oh, wait. Oh, I thought he was going for roundabout.
Yeah, Mighty Caesar is going to have to be a little careful here, because...
I think this is probably a wise decision on Mighty Caesar's part, especially after what happened last seed.
Yeah,
poor Uncle Reggie.
Yeah,
poor Uncle Reggie got all the way to the mines maze, and then poor guy just died right there, being, I want to say, ahead by a good chunk of time.
Alright, Mighty Caesar just went under the thing. Oh, you know what? He might have saved deliberately for the purpose of checking this item and seeing if it was important or not. And if it's... it looks like he's trying a slope jump to get out. Fascinating. But I don't think it's possible.
Maybe.
Yeah.
No, looks like he's still kind of stuck.
Yeah, he's trying, but yeah. Oh, I stand corrected.
Hello, out of bounds.
Mighty Caesar continues to surprise me a bit here.
Yeah, that's definitely a surprising trick. Did not expect that at all.
Now he needs to get out, though. That's the only downside. But it looks like Interslice is now following Mighty Caesar into labs. Uh,
Where did
he
he Where did he go before? I was kind of laser beam
he
focusing on
went
Mighty
to
Caesar.
he went to uh, he went to do gravity suitless frigate, and
Oh,
I
that's
guess
right.
didn't find anything, so he reset. And quite frankly, it's pretty painfully obvious at this point that this is where the seed is expecting you to go. If not further down through labs, then up out of the upper labs, then probably backtrack to Thardis at this rate.
Uh,
Uh,
isn't frigate out of logic until you get gravity suit?
um,
Technically,
I could double check the preset, JSON, but I'm pretty sure the majority of
there's
it is not.
there's Interslice seeing his first Samus, which brings me to the question: why can't Metroid crawl?
It looks like I do see a preset that says crashed frigate gamma elevator without gravity, so that means that these settings do expect them to get at least up to cargo freight lift to deck gamma. Same with frigate crash site item. So
It's got
yeah,
to be the
they're
longest name for a room in this trilogy.
yeah, cargo freight lift to deck gamma is pretty long. There's actually a lot of rooms in Prime 1, especially where there's more than one item in a room. Like Main Plaza's got 4.
Yeah,
Uh, Chozo Ice Temple has oh no, Chozo Ice Temple only has 1. I'm thinking
yeah.
of
Shorelines
Fenjana
has two.
Shorelines, yeah. Yeah, whereas in Echoes, I think there's only a grand total of 3. Also, Mighty Caesar being smart here and locking the door before fighting the pirates, because, yeah, the game does not check, if you lock the door second, that door stays locked until you reload the room.
Nice. So would that basically be a soft lock then, or?
It would, well, you have to do the observatory dash to be able to get out, given the circumstances, since they have no bombs, again. So, yeah, the lack of bombs is definitely throwing our runners for a loop. This has been actually a recurring trend pretty much throughout the majority of this tournament, actually, is lack of bombs.
I cannot tell you how many times I soft clocked myself in 2D Metroid randomizers because they didn't have bombs. Not having bombs is just painful.
Yes, it is.
And I'll go out and say that it's the single most important item in the game.
Alright, Mighty Caesar once again, this is something he demonstrated during the Echoes tournament as well. Mighty Caesar was a competitor there. He loves to play Daredevil's Delight, taking on enemies with low energy.
Looks like it.
I'm surprised neither of the runners are using Ice Beam on the turrets, because I think Ice Beam permanently freezes these turrets. I know they permanently freeze the ones in Magmore. At least for that room load. There we go. The only turrets I think that don't stay permafrozen are the super turrets in mines. But yeah, Mighty Caesar's finally made it to the front of labs here, and Interslice actually hot on his heels. I'm sorry, not hot on his heels, hot on his space jump boots.
Is that what they call it in the Metroid community?
Eh,
Or is that just a pun you came up with?
that's something I literally just came up with on the fly.
Uh, that's kind of funny.
You'll have to excuse me, I'm a sucker for comedy.
It's all good. I like cracking the occasional corny joke.
But alright, Mighty Caesar getting out of labs. Thankfully does not have to deal with arrow troopers. Boy, would that be annoying right about now. Oh, and I think the bats just took another chunk out of Mighty Caesar's health. I would highly recommend jumping to the save station at this point. Alright, let's see what we got
I would
here.
highly recommend that too, but we'll see what happens with
Never mind.
Alright, well, there's that. And there's energy tank.
Yeah, Mighty Caesar getting pretty lucky over there, getting the ruined courtyard energy tank. Yeah, again, like 10 rooms in this game are named Ruined, and like the other, like another 6 are named Storage of some kind. Echoes
Or
doesn't get much better
oh
with this.
no, but it's not awful compared to some of the names in Prime.
Indeed. But looks like Mighty
Especially
C.
since you have a whole section called Chozo Ruins. So you expect everything ruined to be in there, and then all of a sudden you have, you know, a bunch of like ruined courtyard or ice ruins east or anything something like that. I think there's an
looks
E tank in that ice block that Interslice just looked at.
Yeah, looks like Mighty Caesar's trying to get the Fendrana Canyon item here. Which, he saw it and then, I guess decided it wasn't important because he's noping right out.
Let's see what it was on Interslice's screen. Is that an E tank?
Might have been. Whatever it was, it didn't glow orange and neither runner's going for it.
Ah, oh, purple.
Can't see what's up there in the Fendrana Shorelines Tower, unfortunately. Unfortunately, our commentary stream quality is a little bit lower resolution than the folks, you folks at home get. Missiles encased in ice. And let's see what's next here. We can't do Chozo Ice Temple without bombs, so, oh, that was some nice, jumping around there from Mighty Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the thing about Metroid Prime is that there's no sideways speed cap, so you're going to be seeing our runners do a lot of sideways jumping here.
And hello, main power bombs in Ice Ruins East. And Caesar is not going for it.
Yeah, given that both runners already have a power bomb, they should. They're not going to go too crazy over the main launcher. Although the main launcher does give 4 bombs, so it is quite useful to avoid. It's quite useful to avoid having to rely on drop luck. Interslice, on the other hand, though, did pick up Spider Ball earlier from under the ship and has those power bombs. Oh yeah, Caesar, I think what happened is Caesar died, or saved at the ship without getting Spider Ball, died in labs, and then forgot about Spider Ball.
Oh, he doesn't have it?
It doesn't look like it.
Oh, man.
Otherwise, he would have just immediately gone and checked that with Spider Ball itself. Looks like we found the Magmore workstation elevator at Fendrana entrance.
Now, are these take into account the heated rooms? Does it take account the energy tanks in a logic, or does it necessitate you having Varia before you get to the heated rooms?
I am checking that right now.
So, like, I don't know about this one. I did a random elevators where I searched literally everything with the exception of Magmore. I had elevators to Chozo, I had elevators to Fendrana. I checked everywhere in there, and there wasn't a single
I don't see anything.
Variant to be found.
I don't see anything in the JSON with the words besides with the words Varia or heat.
This does kind of remind me of a zero mission seed I ran one time. I was doing checks and I decided to try and go for the missile in the lava in Norfair, in that big lava area that you're supposed to have gravity for.
Oh yeah, the cathedral.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, the cathedral missiles.
Yeah, and the cathedral missiles turned out to be gravity suit.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, that was fun. When I saw that it was gravity, I was pretty relieved to say the least.
Oh yeah, gravity. That's a weird thing. Gravity suit doesn't stop lava damage in Prime.
No, it's the only game in the whole series where gravity doesn't stop lava damage.
All right, getting to Mighty Caesar for a second here. He found the Magmore workstation. The second Magmore workstation elevator takes him to mine's entrance. So it looks
Would
like
that
Mighty
be a
C.
French vanilla elevator?
Um, not really,
If
because
such a
this,
thing exists.
um, kind of yes, kind of no, because it takes you to the wrong area mines.
Yeah, but that's French vanilla. It's kind of the same thing, but not really.
Fair enough. It does look like Mighty Caesar did not get the workstation artifact, though. He might be coming back for it later once he's got better equipment. Because it looks like that workstation is easily accessible at this point, so... But yeah, Interslice has picked it up, and Mighty Caesar is going for this missile tank here in the main quarry real fast. Makes sense.
How far back do you think it's going to put Mighty Caesar when he's scrambling around looking for Spider Ball or realizes he doesn't have it?
Well, I bet you by now he already realizes he doesn't have it, so...
Yeah, I bet he's probably just going for it as far as he can until he absolutely needs it. That's what I'd do if I was racing doing that.
Fair enough.
Then again, I've never raced before, so.
Yeah, racing puts you in a very different mindset of what gambles to take, what stuff to look for, where to explore, where not to just skip and whatnot. It's a very interesting mindset to place yourself in for sure. But right now, it looks like Interslice is continuing on through Security Station A and did not find anything besides more missiles. And it looks like Interslice has followed Mighty Caesar into mines. The only difference is Interslice is packing way more power bombs.
And Spider.
Very true, yeah.
Poor Caesar still doesn't, or if poor Caesar doesn't have them, he's going to have a hard time getting through some places.
Yeah, and there is no warp to start feature. In Echo's randomizer, there is a feature where if you decline to save, you can warp to your starting location, but unfortunately, Prime does not have that.
Yep.
So if Mighty Caesar wants to go back to landing site, it's gonna be a walk.
And a long one at that.
I mean, I was the same way when I first played this casually. I was like checking the map every 3 rooms. It's like, okay, where do I go next? How do I get back?
First time I played this, I was like 10 years old, and I probably died like 10 times at Hype Mecha.
Same. I was around 10 when I first played this.
But
All right, Mighty Caesar going to go right ahead here and fight the Elite Pirate for the Phazon Elite, I should say, for his first artifact of the night. And luckily, because the Elite didn't look at Mighty Caesar, his AI effectively never triggered.
yep, he wants to look you in the eyes. Did he reset? Yes, he did.
Oh, because
he was.
did because the other Elite research item is locked by Boost Ball.
Hmm.
Because it's at the top of the thing. It's at the top, and you need that drill of that laser.
Oh, that's right.
To answer question, chat, they technically have found Chozo. The room they started in was the elevator that their elevator took them to. Does take you to Reflecting Pool, but it takes you to the safe station, so you need bombs to get out. And bombs are currently unknown.
Interslice dealing with the most annoying enemies in the game.
Alright, looks like Mighty Caesar's save was actually pretty far back, because he's back in labs, all the way back in labs. Which means,
I think that puts him behind now. Excuse me. It's been a long day for me.
Yeah, it definitely puts him behind a bit. I think he doesn't lose any gear. Yeah, because I still see all his visors and beams. So I think the only thing that Mighty Caesar... I don't think Mighty Caesar lost anything besides a couple of energy tanks. And, missile tanks. Well, these pirates are bullying him quite hard today, too. And this is like Mighty Caesar's 3rd trip in this neighborhood.
These pirates are not taking any of Mighty Caesar's shenanigans.
No, they are not, although Charged Ice is surprisingly powerful against those particular pirates.
Yeah, kind of just stops them dead in their tracks.
But then again, nothing tops the age-old strategy of Metroid of Ice Beam followed by a missile.
Yep, especially, well, yeah, and the 3D games, absolutely. Anything that freezes followed by missile.
Alright,
Oh, Mighty
so...
Caesar lost his fusion suit.
Did he?
Unpopular opinion. Yeah, unpopular opinion. I really like the fusion suit.
Fair enough. I've always said to each their own when it comes to suits.
I always thought it was interesting because it's the only one in the whole series that looks different when you start out. I say when you start out because dark suit, light suit, and PED suit look pretty different from. Well, PED suit not that much, but light suit and dark suit look very different than all the other suits in the game in the series.
I get you, yeah, because for the most part, Fusion Suit just upgrades colors.
Yep.
Although I think, yeah, the only thing Hazard Suit does in Prime 3 is just give Samus even more broader shoulder pads. As if they're not already broad enough in this game.
Yeah, so in Prime 3, it broadens the shoulder pads when you get that, and then also if you pay close attention, your suit actually gets progressively darker the more corrupt you get.
Yeah, that's a really nice visual detail.
Yeah.
Looks like Mighty Caesar is going for the Research Core energy tank here, and that's gonna darken up Labs a little bit here, so that's gonna make things interesting as if Mighty Caesar wants to climb back up.
Although they say third time's the charm.
He's
probably gonna go Thardus?
Yeah. I'm thinking the same I'm thinking the same thing you are. Because
I think we were both trying to get it out just on top of each other.
Honestly, though, because, yeah, I think Interslice is going back to the Magmore elevators. I think we're literally down to Thardus. Because
transport access item. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
That's all right. But yeah, I can't think of anything else we can do. We've checked all of Talon that we could. Chozo's locked out until we get bombs with our current elevators. Magmore, we're kind of screwed without Various Suit. And yeah, I think Thardus has progression right now. And the funny thing is, both runners checked Quarantine Monitor.
Well, I should have something ridiculous like oh, I don't know, like Phazon or Plasma Beam.
Well, I think it has to be something progressive, so I don't think it can be Phazon Suit right now, because Phazon Suit only actually hard locks 2 checks. I think actually, no, 1. Phazon Mining Tunnel. That's it.
Yeah, I think you're right. That is the only one. Which is why the Artifact of Newborn is vanilla there. It necessitates you getting it.
Also, I'm just going to chant it right now. Gregnack. 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 For any of you Galaxy Quest fans at home. I've been using that.
What are they saying? Rock, 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 rock,
rock.
This just makes me think of the... Is it Twisted Sister that sings Rock Monster?
I wouldn't know, unfortunately.
Or no, it reminds me of, oh, what's it? You ever watch VeggieTales?
Oh, yes. Love
yeah,
that
so they had a movie. They had the movie. It was called The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything, and they stop on this island where there's this giant rock monster, and they end up singing it.
You know something? I think I stopped watching VeggieTales right around the time that came out.
Yeah, I started watching it again because my wife is a kindergarten teacher at a Christian school.
I want to stop you for just a brief second here because Interslice is actually hell running through. That in the Super Metro community we call this hell runs. But yeah, Interslice did a hell run. Yeah, Interslice did a hell run to get to the central Magmore elevator, which takes him to the it takes him to Frigate Crash Site. Interesting. So it looks like Mighty Caesar's not having too much trouble here against Thardus. About half health depleted. Unfortunately, no Plasma Beam or Super Missiles or Bombs makes this fight kind of the slowest it could be. minus not having charge beam, obviously, but luckily that won't be an issue for any of our runners throughout this tournament, as long as they don't choose to have any gentlemen's agreements that results in extended suffering.
I mean, it's not Echo, so how much suffering could it actually have?
You really don't want to know, given that we've effectively had 2 hundo seeds this tournament.
Oh, man.
Already.
Go ahead.
For reference, for those who may not have caught the opening day of the tournament yesterday, Thardus had bombs on the first seed.
Oh, dear.
And that seed was vanilla elevators and vanilla starting zone.
That just... I can't tell you how painful that sounds.
It was just a rough day.
I genuinely can't tell you how painful it sounds. You know, I kind of have fun fighting Thardus, especially my last seed. It was like one of the last bosses that I was fighting. And so I just sat up on near the Morph Ball tunnel, and I just sniped him the whole time with Plasma Beam. I never took any damage, because when he'd throw rocks at me, I'd have plenty of distance to shoot him, and then I just charge my Plasma Beam and shoot him from across Quarantine Cave.
Yeah, and indeed Plasma Beam is programmed to be strong against Thardus. That was something, I remember there was a GDQ run a while back where one of the developers was actually in a, I guess a Skype call with the runners during the race, not the race, the run, and it was pretty entertaining to hear his thoughts on all the coding stuff that went into Prime.
Did they do a whole bunch of sequence breaks that they didn't think possible initially? Yeah, of course they did. What was his reaction to that?
He was impressed, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, MightyCaesar's going to attempt to go for a quick kill here. Basically, as soon as the lightning starts, he wanted to lay a power bomb right there. It looks like Interslice, as one rock monster goes down, the other rock monster gets up.
Yep. No more rock monster.
Now, unfortunately, I'm not, like, keeping a boss tally like I did for the Echoes tournament. In the Echoes tournament, I was keeping, like, a boss tally of all the required times, the times, like, Spider Guardian or Morbus was required. I'm not doing that for this, because there are so many more matches going on.
And bomb!
And would you look at that?
Again!
Artist had bombs. I would like to point out, this seed was just generated about a few minutes before this match started, if I'm not mistaken. I can confirm this with Diggle later.
And with Caesar not having Spider, that kind of necessitates him going back to the elevator, too.
Unfortunately, yeah, it's gonna be a walk to get
Unless
back
he
to
can do some
site.
kind of crazy scan dash.
Yeah, well, either way, MightyCaesar's got to get back to landing site to get that Spider Ball, and he's got Grapple Beam as well, so that could help. But
Wait
it
a
looks
minute.
like,
Doesn't that elevator that's right by Q Cave take him not very far away to landing site?
it takes him to,
Takes him to Root.
Frigate Crash Site. No, wait, no, not Frigate Crash
No,
Site.
it takes him to Root Cave, I'm pretty sure.
That's right. It takes him to Root Cave, which does put him pretty close to landing site. Still a little bit of a walk, but not the worst ever. But now that we've got bombs, there's a bit more we can do here. For one thing, we can now access Chozo.
Yep. A whole lot. Oh, and we're going back to go get that energy tank.
Diggle? Did you put bombs on Thardus again?
Everybody say thanks, Diggle.
What did you do, Diggle? You put bombs on Thardus again. And if I read the Discord correctly, you only generated this seed like 5 minutes or 5-10 minutes before the start of the race, right? Or was this preloaded already? My goodness gracious. Yep, it was generated right before the race. Anywho, Interslice getting the quick kill on Thardas, about to be rewarded with his bombs. Turns out our runners are actually, with the exception of that Spider Ball hiccup, pretty much neck and neck.
The Interslice is maybe a little bit ahead just because he has Spider.
Pretty much.
Like, even though he's like, 10 runes behind or something like that, he doesn't have to go make a giant backtrack to landing site to go get Spider.
That is true, and he did pick up the workstation artifact as well. Though MightyCaesar, I think, does have the Arbor Chamber artifact too, so I think they're actually both tied at one artifact.
Are they only at one? Because there was the workstation artifact.
There was workstation, and the MightyCaesar did out of bounds for Arbor Chamber.
That's right. And MightyCaesar noped out of there. What was that?
Whatever it was, it looks like Interslice was not interested.
You mean Caesar?
Oh yeah, sorry.
You're good. This randomizer. Was it Bash? Or did Bash probably make the other one?
Bash Prime made this randomizer, is one of the main developers for this randomizer, yeah.
One thing I do wish they did in this randomizer that they don't do, that's done in Echoes, is lore hints.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to do, though, because there's a ton of lore very clustered together in Prime. Especially here in Labs, for example. Like, you would basically be getting 10 hints in 2 minutes.
That's true, whereas Echoes is more spread out.
Yeah. I think there's a grand total of 6 plus 6 plus 5 plus 5, 22 hints in Echoes, but they're spread out across all 4 major areas. 5, technically, if you include the Great Temple. Not to mention, to read a quarter of them, you need a translator.
Yeah. Oh man, I had a seed. My first Echoes randomizer seed. It had all 4 translators in Agon.
Wow.
And then Annihilator was Annihilator locked. I had all 9 STKs before I even got Annihilator, and then I checked literally everywhere that did not require Annihilator, to include all 3 main bosses.
Oh my.
And there was no Annihilator to be found. So,
yeesh.
Like, yep. I kind of had it with this seed, because if I can't get all the beams, then I'll just go make another seed.
Yeah, Annihilator Beam is pretty awesome, to be fair. Alright, what do we got going on with MightyCaesar grabbing the workstation artifact, and Interslice is going back through Labs with bombs in tow this time. Now, he does have to still ignore the pirate fight trigger here. Now, I'm trying to remember, there wasn't anything particularly good here in Control Tower, I don't think.
Oh yeah, what, you can just stand on that wall?
I did not actually know that, but hey, it's Prime. If it looks like you can stand on it, you can stand on it.
You know what? Zachanark mentioned something like that, but I didn't realize that it was right there. I was just kind of messing around, trying to do a hundo. A vanilla hundo, which didn't work out, but that's another story. Well, I'll tell that story in a little bit. And I just kind of jumped on top of the box and kind of kept shooting, and then one of them I just kind of shot, and the control tower went boom. Yeah, I was... After that, I got all the way to cleanup, and then I went to go get the missile in Gravity Chamber. And what I did not realize was, if you shoot out the ice covering the grapple hook with plasma before you have grapple beam, and then you come back later with grapple beam, it is not usable.
Oh my.
So I was sitting there for like 30 minutes trying to scan dash over there and getting real irritated. And I just said, you know what, I've had it. We called it quits.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. MightyCaesar being a little fancy there and shooting the enemy behind the rubble using some exposed spots in the exposed spots in the rubble to grab a power bomb drop to blow the rubble away, and it looks like Mighty Caesar's going to be taking this workstation elevator to go back to mines.
Looks like he's doing some prime sniping.
Pretty much. And you know what the best part is? We have 5 matches on the 23rd, so it really is a prime day.
Yeah.
But yeah, with bombs in tow now, let's do what we can, what our runners will finally start to uncover. Unfortunately, without Boost Ball, Mighty Caesar will still not be able to pick up the artifact in Elite Research.
Where's Boost Ball?
Very good question.
I bet Boost Ball is somewhere in Chozo.
I would be willing to bet Chozo is the better play right now, too, because with Wave Ice, Bombs, and pretty much every essential Chozo upgrade except Boost Ball, the majority of Chozo is pretty much free right now.
Flagra has Boost Ball.
I mean, it could happen. We already have Thardus required. There's actually something I was mentioning. Go on, you first.
Oh, I was gonna say, literally the slowest boss has the fast item. That'd be ironic.
But no, I was
Sorry.
I was saying saying in chat in an earlier race how it would be nice if on the tracker. Oh, there's Boost Ball. In the storage depot B, I think that is.
Vanilla Grapple.
Fascinating.
I just noticed Vanilla Grapple. I don't know the names. I don't really pay close attention to the names. Be like, where's this? Oh yeah, it's in the room where Space Jump is. Where's this? Oh, it's whatever, you know.
To answer your question, Chad, what the usual rule set is for a race, it is not much different than what you're seeing here. It's always a ship start, and your first expected check in logic is always Hive Mecha for your first missile launcher and stuff like that. It's still 6 artifacts. Collect 6 artifacts, beat the final bosses, and no point of no return items. We should probably go into that real quick. So yeah, no point of no return items means beams cannot be in their vanilla location, since they would be required to get out. It also means that Incinerator Joan, or as we like to call him, Zoid, cannot have bombs either.
I forgot. Where is this elevator that Interslice is going to? Is that the one to mines?
I think this one actually takes him to Magmore.
That's right.
I think this
Magmore
is another.
Takes you to mines.
Yeah, I think this is the other workstation elevator. All right, so Mighty Caesar, actually with Boost Ball in tow, Mighty Caesar can now get this artifact.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually quite convenient, given the circumstances. But yeah, with Boost Ball in tow now especially, pretty much the entirety of Chozo is full clearable with the exception of the main quarry tree, and main plaza tree, and the Elder chamber, or the room underneath, that's plasma locked.
Why isn't that one clear? Oh yeah, because we don't have plasma. Duh.
Yeah, you need plasma to move the statue.
Watch plasma be in Elite Research.
Well, it can't be. We already know this is an artifact.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mighty Caesar trying to be a little clever here and get both rock piles destroyed with the laser in one swoop, but not quite getting the second boost in time.
Yep. And now Caesar is halfway done on artifacts.
Alright, Interslice is going through the early areas of Magmore now.
I'm surprised that they're not hell runs.
Well, now it is.
Oh yeah, now. I hate those with a passion.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think that those hell runs are expected in this rule set. I'm gonna take a quick another look at the preset just to be absolutely sure. Oh geez, power pirates without super missiles. Mighty Caesar is having a really bad time with these.
It's okay. He likes doing this low health, fighting lots of enemies type thing. So let's see if it pays off. And I believe it did. I don't see any more on his radar.
Nicely done. It's like we said, folks. Mighty Caesar playing Daredevil's Delight. And to be fair, though, this game has this seed in particular has not been particularly generous with energy tanks.
No, it has not.
One thing I actually just also noticed, going back to full clearing Chozo for a second, is that it looks like Tower Chamber is in Logic without Gravity Suit with the current preset as well. So it looks like they could go ahead and full clear Tower of Light with their current equipment, no problem.
Now, is Mighty Caesar... This is in Logic still, technically, because he can get out through the one-way in phase-on processing, right?
I think so. He's got power bombs. He doesn't need Plasma Beam. Looks like he's just trying to get a quick refill, preferably without blowing himself up.
Yeah,
Actually,
that would probably end up killing him. Well...
Ooh, on the subject of Plasma Beam, there it is.
Yeah, to answer your question in chat, Spider Ball is in landing site, but when Mighty Caesar died, he forgot to save with, or he did not save with Spider Ball. He just went straight there.
Yeah, him not having Spider Ball is it's actually really about to come back and bite him in the backside here.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, Op. I thought you said it said not without Spider, so I thought you had not seen it.
I think he was saying that Mighty Caesar can't do this way down to the elevator without Spider.
Oh, yeah.
By logic, of course, but I could triple check the note.
PPC isn't in Logic without Spider.
Yeah, that's what he was trying to say.
Makes sense.
Oh, wait a minute. Nope, climb phase on processing without Spider, without grapple Spider is or without Spider is in the trick list. So actually it is in Logic with these settings today. Yeah, sorry folks, we didn't get a full chance to read like the trick list available. It's not like Echo's Rando where it's like a preset of where it's like a generalized set of expected tricks and whatnot. But we have the I have the list right next to me in case we need to reference it.
Phase-on suit.
Oh, interesting spot for that.
That's definitely helpful.
Yeah, it looks like all the real juicy stuff actually ending up in mines, as it turns out. Actually, come to think of it, where are remaining artifacts again? Crossway,
Main Plaza, Crossway,
MQA.
That's right.
Do we need Variasuit for either of those?
We do not, because, no. You would need it for training chamber access, training chamber, or magma pool. But you would not need it for, you would not need it for Crossway, because that's the one, if you go through the ice door in the room that Interslice is in right now, the one that's right behind him, then that goes straight to Crossway.
Okay.
You don't want to hear the beautiful music of Chozo Ghost?
Well, to be fair, with Mighty Caesar's current equipment, he's definitely got a... Actually, this is like pretty darn close to go mode here. I think the only thing he's literally looking for is Spider Ball.
Actually, and depending on Main Plaza, he might need supers too.
Yeah, that's true, because there are 4 items in Main Plaza. One of them is supers locked. I didn't see where this elevator... Oh, this looks like this elevator in Mines took him to North Chozo, to Tower of Light. Or to Sun Tower,
really helpful.
Not Tower of Light, Sun Tower. So yeah, Mighty Caesar might be thinking about full clearing, might be thinking about finishing this game without Variasuit.
Caesar definitely took the lead when he found Plasma and Phazon.
His only major handicap right now is I think he still needs Spider Ball.
For what?
To climb, or actually no, that's for that one. That's just like to get
Oh,
up
there's a
that
PB
minor.
tank.
That's just to get up that tiny ditch in Impact Crater, which I don't think. Oh, there's Artifact of Elder for Interslice and Crossway.
Mm-hmm.
You know something besides?
Did Interslice just... Did he just not... Where did he come through or to get to Chozo?
I think he went back through the Talon elevator. The original
Okay.
Talon elevator.
Man, he went all the way back?
I think so. He went from Magmore, Central Magmore to Frigate Crash side, I think.
Is that an artifact in Ice Ruins East?
Ice Ruins East does not have an
No.
artifact, last I checked.
Op no, wait, was that an art? Wait, hang on.
Main
What are you trying to say in...
main power
in
bombs had the
check?
main power bombs was in Ice Ruins East, locked by Spider Ball.
Yep. Oh man, taking a look. I've got SpeedGaming on the other tab here, and it is so much clearer than the commentary stream.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about the commentary stream, though, is you can see a few seconds ahead, lower latency.
Yep. Oh,
And
there's your artifact. So
yeah,
it's not
just
supers locked.
yeah, just chilling up there on the vault ledge.
I think Interslice has like 2 or 3 artifacts now.
Yeah, with the Crossway artifact, he has 2. And I think with this one, Mighty Caesar has 4. Just has to go get Crossway and MQA, and then he's pretty much done. Although, actually, MQA... Actually, I just realized, yeah, MQA needs Spider Ball. I think.
And technically it's still out of logic without X-Ray, isn't it?
Give me a few seconds. Yeah, I don't see any quarantine... Yeah, I don't see any quarantine special tricks. Metroid Quarantine A special tricks in the thing, in the rules preset.
Yeah, so MQA would technically be out of logic, but
Well, chat's
I mean, with some runners, logic is only a suggestion. So
especially to these two. They've been
MQA does
demonstrating.
not need Spider, according to one of the people in chat.
Yeah, if our runners can get to MQA without Spider, then yeah, Mighty Caesar is actually in pretty good shape right now, despite taking that death earlier. Even then, it wasn't that costly of a death. He basically didn't lose any items besides the fact, oh, hey, Supers. Nice to meet you.
Hello. Is that supers or is that... Yeah, it is supers.
Yeah, Flamethrower has a little bit more of a orangey-ish glow to it.
Mighty
Not
Caesar
glow,
just
but
had
color.
a beautiful waste of a power bomb right there, too.
I'm not sure if the Shriek Bats gave him any. Oh, but he doesn't have one right now. But it's alright.
No, he used his power bomb to get supers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that can be opened up without,
That can be opened up with
power
regular
bombs.
bombs.
Oh, actually, Interslice just picked up those supers, too. So, once again, hot on Mighty Caesar's space jump boots.
Yeah, but
Although
he missed Plasma.
That
Oh
is
no, he never
true.
even checked Plasma.
Yeah, Interslice has never been...
Not Plasma, Phazon.
Yeah, Interslice
He doesn't have
hasn't-
Plasma, he doesn't have Phazon, so Interslice is still pretty far behind.
Yeah,
he's
he's
gonna
got
be
to
pretty
go.
disappointed when he finds out where they are.
Yeah, Lower Mines is a little out of the way right now. Not to mention dangerous with only 3 E-Tanks.
Yeah, that's true. It was a bold move for him to go into Phazon processing, but it paid off for him.
Absolutely.
Neither one of them have the correct color morph balls now at this point either.
Yeah, that's a weird side effect in Prime. If you pick up Spider Ball, but you don't have Variasuit or if you don't have any suits, it just defaults to the gravity suit model.
God, that bothers me because like Varia suits is so much closer in color to regular suit, but instead the game just goes with purple, like the exact opposite color.
I guess to be fair, when it comes to Spider Ball, you're spending the majority of the game with Gravity Suit before picking up Phazon after Spiders, so I guess it makes sense. Because I think the next thing after Spider Ball is, well, the next thing after Spider Ball in Vanilla is, I think, Ice Beam and then Gravity Suit.
Brings me to another point too. When in these cutscenes, I find it funny how Samus can run away from a rock monster that she's right up against. That's like very obvious, but she can't run away from from the Omega Pirate dying, which is almost even more obvious when it dies.
Yeah.
And instead, it just lands right on top of her and infuses Phazon into her suit.
Although, to be fair, in the US version of Prime 1, Samus does do a cool pose after getting Phazon suit.
Yep.
Oh, and MightyCaesar missed the crossway slope jump.
Which one is that? Is that where she's like almost in like almost like in a squatting position, or is that where she does like
She's
the one
sort
where
of
she has her hands back?
It's the one in the U.S. pose for Phazon suit is where she's like, almost like screaming at the top of her lungs practically, and then she poses with her cannon out.
That's right. So
Yeah,
they kept that one in the randomizer, right?
I think so. Yeah, because I
What
think
was it in the other ones?
in the other ones, she just sort of gradually starts standing up after gradually like observing her suit a little bit. It's not nearly as spectacular.
IDCs are having problems in Crossway trying to get this artifact.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I think this
Not
artifact normally
exactly.
needs, yeah, this artifact normally, I think, needs Spider Ball, but,
Yeah, this isn't exactly an easy trick to pull off either.
yeah, that's a pretty thin area to get to get a precision morph into. Gotta hand it to
This is
Mighty
one of
Caesar.
those. Yeah, this is one of those I never even tried just because I figured it was probably not going to work out in my favor.
Nice magma pool dash there from, Interslice, but it's only for another pack of missiles.
Sorry, he's done with the one and only heated room in all of Chozo Ruins.
Ooh, followed by another missile in, that's Training Chamber access, if memory serves. And Training Chamber itself, just a knee tank.
For who? Caesar?
For Interslice. Yeah,
No, he got two missiles and then an energy, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because it's not in. There's none. I don't believe there's any more in there. In that, or yeah, there's none in that area rather. So the whole magma pool training chamber area, there's nothing there.
No, there wasn't. Alright, let's see what's in the tree here. More missiles. I didn't see what was on the grapple ledge back there, but it looks like it's more missiles in the half-pipe, which, this trick, the slope jump into the half-pipe with space jump is expected in the Universal Tournament settings this time around. Because it is a fairly easy slope jump.
Interslice has 100 missiles.
Yeah, the Chozo has actually been pretty... I mean, granted, it's where pretty much all the junk items are at this point, based on what we know, but, yeah, Interslice is suddenly loaded on missiles, and has supers too, so we'll be able to utilize those missiles to great effect, especially against ghosts.
I will bet that X-Ray is in Tower of Light. Something tells me it's in Tower of Light. I've been wrong on stuff like that before, but...
Well, we're gonna find out nice and quick here, as Interslice is heading to check that right now.
Or it might end up being like a really loaded light chamber, tower chamber and Tower of Light, where it has like gravity suit and X-ray. Wouldn't that be something?
It would be, and this climb is in logic without gravity suit, but it looks like it's more energy tank for Interslice.
That never hurts.
It doesn't, especially, again, this has not been a very energy-generous seed.
No, it's been pretty brutal.
So yeah, Mighty Caesar is only down to the MQA artifact, and then that is all she wrote. At least I'm pretty
Yep,
sure. We're sure it's MQA, right? And I didn't misread the letter.
correct.
Okay. And Interslice assigned a blind check Tower of Light, but it's just missiles. Pretty efficient tower climb, I must say.
Yeah, more efficient than I do. I do it vanilla, so.
Yeah, you can just peek the item with 12 missiles, otherwise you need 36 to accurately check the whole thing. There was absolutely nothing but... This whole Nekochozo only had 4 missile tanks and 1 energy tank. Absolutely nothing.
I wonder if the vanilla Magmor artifact will have anything. Well, kind of needs Varia to get there, but...
Oh, you mean Warrior Shrine?
No, the other one that's, Lava Lake?
Oh yes, the one that either needs a super or, because it wasn't coded properly, double missiles. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
and what is...
so when you go to that one, it has all of the really, really slow rising and lowering platforms.
Mm-hmm.
When you're supposed to go to right after you get Varia. Vanilla Varia in this game.
Well, at this point, yeah, Mighty Caesar's just going straight to, it's just gonna go straight to get, looks like he's just gonna go straight to MQA at this rate. Fun fact, that pirate's trigger is tied to Plasma Beam. That elite pirate.
Just having Plasma Beam in and of itself?
I think so.
Oh man, I hate this boss. I hate it with a passion. I have died so many times at that invisible thing. Little drone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that drone is not fun unless you have Wave Buster, pretty much.
That's
maze
pretty much been
not
the only
look
way that
friendly.
I've killed him.
Yeah, that maze did not look friendly. I'm gonna be counting here for a minute, so I need some intense concentration. I lost count now because Mighty Caesar had to go backwards a little bit. But yeah, this is looking like a really, really bad maze.
As long as Mighty Caesar doesn't pull an Uncle Reggie, we're good.
Ooh, yeah, that was
Uncle Reggie. I felt so bad when I saw him die.
Yeah, so for a little context regarding that maze can be any odd number of squares long from between 17 and 50. Is it 17 and 53 or something along that line? But it can't be like one of the 30s or something along, like one of the odd 30s numbers. I remember that was also explained at that GDQ run a long time ago, but I know that it can be anywhere from like 17 to like 55 squares. And that maze did not look friendly.
Could you imagine having to do 55 squares for that maze? That would be so painful.
Yeah. The maze is randomized per player, it's not per seed, so Interslice will not get the same maze as Mighty Caesar.
Probably one of the only RNG dependent things to actually change it up.
Yeah, next to Zoid, that's about it.
Did the guy that designed, what's his face? Did the guy that designed the Zoid also design the maze?
Yes, he was also partially responsible for the RNG in the maze, so...
It's alright, Mighty Caesar just got a hug from the Samus, so... It just makes me think of the face huggers from Alien. I imagine that's probably what they originally designed the Metroids, like, their behavior.
Yeah, there was a lot of that, like Aliens inspiration when developing the Prime games, and would you look at that, Mighty Caesar just climbed MQA without Spider Ball. So yeah, Mighty Caesar is actually done here, pretty much.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if I were him, I would not want to go into Ridley without at least one more suit.
Fair enough, because, yeah...
Not necessarily for Ridley, but, I mean, only getting a 10% damage reduction sounds like a lot of pain.
Indeed, because yeah, for those who are not aware with how suit resistances are set up for the tournament settings, the suit resistances are set to be cumulative per number of suits acquired. So in the case of this run, for example, it's 10% for first suit, 25% for second suit, and 30%, 50% for third suit, regardless of the order you pick them up. Normally, it's just as soon as you get phase-on suit, it's 50%.
And Interslice, being a terrible gardener.
Yeah, actually, this is something that the randomizer also recently fixed, is that you can now do reverse flagra.
So is this Flagger going through the reverse door? He just doesn't pop up and start swinging around and everything?
Pretty much. It's the game, the randomizer now prioritizes the flagra fight over the ghost fight.
So weird. Just watching that whole thing where it's just kind of sitting there doing its thing. I don't like it.
Yeah, now what Interslice has to do is trigger the fight, and then it'll immediately skip to the flagra death scene. Camera's a little bit mispanned as a result, but not.
Interslice really needs to work on his gardening.
Well, to be fair, he's a good fountains keeper because now all the water in Chozo's purified.
That's true.
Looked like, though, it was just a missile on Flagra. So, I mean, granted, we know that this is pretty much not going to really do him any good. Yeah, folks, MightyCaesar pretty much entered go mode at essentially 113, so he's looking to wrap this up pretty fast here. But unfortunately, he's trying to get up this without Spider Ball. Good luck! Which, it's doable with standable terrain, and what he's doing there is known as a bomb space jump. So essentially, when you jump up from a bomb, there is a 2/5 second window where you are considered grounded. If you get an instant unmorph by obstructing the camera to Samus during the unmorph sequence, you essentially gain control back earlier than intended, which means if you're still within that 2/5 of a second magic window, you can perform a jump. So what MightyCaesar did there is perform that space jump while airborne to get up this room without Spider Ball. Nicely done.
Is it 2/5 of a second, or is it 27 frames?
It is definitely 2/5 of a second. It was very recently discovered that it was exactly 2/5 of a second.
Gotcha. To say, I've heard a lot of people say it's 27 frames. 27 frames is like.
It used to be 22 frames.
I know that's what?
It used to be considered 22 frames, but it was recently looked at, like, I think it was looked at in the code, and it was confirmed to be exactly 2/5 of a second. So 24 frames.
Gotcha.
And
X-ray for Interslice.
Okay, so better than absolutely nothing, but at the same time, it's
not going to help him much. Well,
the Essence
Fight is going to be a lot easier.
That's pretty much it, though. That, and it might actually convince him to go towards Mine, since X-Ray is hard required for OP. So, maybe it'll convince him to go towards Mines, which is good, because that'll get him his Plasma Beam and Phase-On suit, which will put him in go mode. Because, as MightyCaesar has established, we can do this without Varia suit today. As both of runners have actually established, doing that Hell run to the middle Magmore elevator. I am actually fairly convinced Varia suit was not required this seed. Which, I gotta say, that's not something I'm used to seeing.
No, I thought that those runs would necessitate Varia suit.
Yeah, we're gonna have to ask them for sure during the interview. But yeah, Interslice just grabbed Phase-On suit and is not too far away from Plasma Beam. Which is good, because, it looks like Interslice is, this is heading towards, Central Dynamo. I think. Admittedly, my mind's memory is not brilliant.
Where he is going, yes, is going towards Central Dynamo.
Okay.
Now it's not.
Oh, if
Now
he
he's
went...
going.
Oh, Plasma Baby was actually chilling right here, actually, now that I think about it, so...
Yep.
Fair enough. So yeah, this is going to put Interslice
And
essentially in go mode at 119. Very suitless go mode.
unsuited go mode.
But
And
yeah,
that one too just phase on.
yeah, I gotta say that this seat has been, besides bombs on Thardus again, this seat has actually not been too bad. It really was just defeat Thardus and then go to mines pretty much, and then you were golden. And you know something? MightyCaesar might actually pick up Spider Ball right now. He's totally about to go the wrong way. Where is he going?
I bet he's looking for more suits. Or more E-tanks.
Maybe, because, yeah, this, Oh, that's right, he didn't get the Arbor Chamber artifact. Wait, yes he did. Or unless he,
He went...
forgot to
Unless
save
he
it.
died.
Yeah, he might have forgotten to save it. I thought it
Well,
was
I guess he didn't have all 6 artifacts yet.
Yeah, I guess we thought he, I thought he did the, out of bounds to Arbor Chamber, but I think that must have been Interslice then, so... Oopsie. Yeah, chat's confirming it was Interslice who did the out of bounds. I thought it was MightyCaesar. I apologize, that's my fault. Either way, it's probably the most convenient 6th artifact you can get anyway besides landing site, so... Or a vanilla artifact at the temple. That'd be the ultimate convenience, although you'd be picking that up anyway to check your hints.
Hence why it would be convenient. Then you only have 5 to go hunt for.
Yeah, I think the most convenient 6th artifact, though, like if it was your last one to pick up, would definitely be under the ship. Because it's like, you're right there.
Yeah, then you could just save and go to Ridley.
Yeah, luckily, actually, it should be noted, Interslice, well, actually, Interslice is about to get Boost Ball, if he goes to Storage Depot B here.
And it looks like he's going for it. Maybe. Okay, maybe not.
Doesn't look like it. Oh, he's got Boost Ball, never mind. I just saw him boost through the, doorway. But yeah, now MightyCaesar has all 6 artifacts, so, it's time to go fight Ridley. And with Boost Ball, this fight is a cakewalk.
I did not realize how much damage that boost ball trick did until I tried it the first time on my end.
Yeah, it's...
And Ridley went from like 80% of his health down to like a third.
Yeah. The only reason he didn't outright kill him is because he's damage capped at that wing burning phase. But yeah, Boost Ball does 50,000 damage per frame to Ridley. For reference, Charge Power Beam does 50. So imagine 1,000 charge beams hitting you every frame.
That'd be... Go ahead.
No, you first.
Oh no, I didn't even know where I was going with that.
But, well, anyways, if you thought Boost Ball was powerful, you should look into the coding for Cannonball in Metroid Prime 2.
Yeah,
Cannonball, for those who are...
a second.
500,000 damage a frame, and for some reason those annoying Resbit enemies are quad vulnerable to it.
Even the developers must have really hated Resbits.
Yeah, they are an annoying enemy, to be fair.
I know one of the developers couldn't defeat Boost Guardian. Actually, I think it was Miyamoto, or what was his name? It's not Shigeru Miyamoto. Who's the main guy that, who's the Japanese guy that's like, if he says it about Metroid, it's canon?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I think MightyCaesar may be trying to catch Ridley as he's swooping down. It doesn't look like he quite got it, but he's still getting loose now. So yeah, 50,000 damage in one frame, and down goes more than half of Ridley's HP. Yeah, I think actually, if I recall correctly, Boost Guardian, a lot of the Echo's bosses were toned down a little bit in Trilogy version. And especially with the Trilogy version for Spider Guardian, you have Jump Ball with multiple bombs, so it does make that fight a little more bearable. Also,
oh, I remember his name. Sakamoto. Sorry.
That's right. I gotta say, MightyCaesar had...
Go ahead. First. I was gonna say, I think it was Sakamoto who actually had problems killing Boost Guardian, if I remember correctly, in Echoes. They had to actually mod it. It was either him or one of the developers.
Oh my.
That actually tested it, and they actually didn't mod it when they released it, so we got the obnoxiously difficult one, a version of him in the original GameCube version.
Yeah, but I want to just say one thing, that MightyCaesar had some amazing RNG at that tail end of that Ridley fight. No charges. I'm pretty sure. I think he just kept roaring at MightyCaesar, so MightyCaesar had a fantastic Ridley.
Yeah, you don't get RNG like that every day. Or nearly as often as you want.
I didn't catch it, but apparently according to chat, Interslice also didn't have a particularly good maze either, so... Bummer. But yeah, it looks like, come again?
Face huggers.
Yeah, Jack and Jill. Making MightyCaesar fall down. Luckily, Samus doesn't have any crown to break.
The most annoying Metroids in I would say in the entire series.
Oh yeah, not only because they can't be frozen. Hey, it's actually Zero Metroids before they were even a thing.
Other Metroid.
Yeah, not only do they can they not be frozen by Ice Beam, but if you kill them, they split in two, and they need a specific beam to be taken down, and if you get Wave, you are in for a bad time unless you have Wave Buster. Luckily, Power Bombs work. Yeah,
Speaking of Wave Buster, I never fight Central Dynamo, little drone. I never fight him if I don't have either Wave Buster or X-Ray. Because Wave Buster homes right in on him, so it'll kill him quickly.
Oh yeah.
I've been killed way too many times for him. I've been killed way too many times by him.
So yeah, this
to justify me ever doing that again.
Yeah, that was the room. The room MightyCaesar just went through is the one I was thinking of, where I thought you need Spider Ball for Impact Crater, but really, the amount of damage you take just by stubbing your toe in Phase On is so minimal by comparison. By the way, MightyCaesar is doing this with only 307 HP. This is going to be a rough fight, folks, so strap yourselves in. Here we go.
Did he save at the ship before he went?
I believe he definitely saved at the ship. I don't know if he saved in the Impact Crater.
He did not save in the Impact Crater. He just went straight down to business. I guess he wasn't watching Lane's run last seed.
Oh, geez, yeah. For those who aren't aware, Lane died to Exo last race. But by that point, his opponent had already forfeited, so it was just a matter of time before Lane finished it. Just set it back a little.
Yeah. I do not blame his opponent for forfeiting that one either.
But yeah, so...
If I had gotten all the way... If I had gotten halfway through mines like he did, and not saved once, and then died there, I would have called it quits too.
Probably. I would have done the same thing, probably, if I was having similar bad luck with an Echo Seed.
And also, too, like, there's no way that you really can't recover from that.
That was a nice base skip there from MightyCaesar. So what just happened there is MightyCaesar was able to snipe Exo as was able to snipe Exo as she was coming on by. And that does, you are given a small window. There's just enough of a window where her hitbox is vulnerable. So if you manage to catch that snipe, did MightyCaesar just take a hit, like, as the cutscene started? It sounded to me like he did. We'll see.
It might be like... I forgot who it was.
Something tickled him, because his health went down by 23.
I remember I was watching last year's tournament, and there were two going at it. There were two people going. One had already won. One had already won the race, but the other guy was on Essence. He got him all the way to where Essence started doing his death throws, and it was right before I was going to hit the cutscene. And then Essence hit him and killed him.
Oh my goodness, oh, that is the worst.
If you go on YouTube to the SpeedGaming YouTube channel, you can find it in there. I don't remember which one it was, but he died right before the cutscene started.
I think that was actually off. By the way, shoutouts to Off82, who's been tracking this race today, and given how fast stuff has been popping up, he's been doing a great job pressing all the buttons. He cannot take this hit.
Yep, Offstead, that was me.
Okay, that was a little scary.
Oh man, 10 energy at Essence.
And you say nail biter, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, but unfortunately, this is where Exo really starts not cooperating with you. Because now Exo can pretty much phase shift anytime she's not in the middle of an attack. Although it does seem to appear that Exo is being a little generous with the laser.
Exo seems to like waves.
Fair enough.
This, that attack, you ever see the laser collection on YouTube?
The laser what?
The laser collection, where it has the dude with like the red lips and the giant eyes and just fires a giant laser that obliterates everything on the screen.
Oh yeah, I know what laser you're talking about. Yeah.
That's exactly what that attack makes me think of.
Oh no!
Every time. And there goes MightyCaesar.
Unfortunately, that does not count as an actual power bomb, and Exo does not die from that. Yikes!
What's it? That's a death sequence for one, but two is like, well, now they're literally neck and neck, aren't they? Oh no.
I think so.
Yeah, but
because Interslice is going to Artifact Temple, so yeah, Interslice picked up the artifacts while we were so busy focused on MightyCaesar here.
Yep.
So, yeah, folks, like I said, strap yourselves in. Here we go. We have a race now, suddenly.
Yeah. It's not just... Yeah, and somehow Interslice pulled just ahead of MightyCaesar in that last room. And MightyCaesar's door loads quicker.
Thank Prime loading times for that one. Yeah, that Artifact Temple takes a really long time to load by comparison. But yeah, suddenly... we've got a pretty simultaneous Ridley fight. The two major differences between our runners right now is A, Powerbomb ammunition, B, Spider Ball, and C, Interslice is packing way more missiles. There's actually a hundredths digit of a difference between these two. Interslice has 90. Yeah, Interslice has 95 more missiles by comparison.
And one more E-tank. So this is... I think it's Interslice's match to lose because he has a whole lot less of an excuse to die.
Well, not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot, but
because one energy tank against Exo, that is
yeah, that's like 3 seconds against Exo, but oh man, that brings him down to like a quarter of his health.
Yeah, it brings him down to his absolute minimum cap, and now Ridley's starting to charge. Yeah, this is the attack you don't want to see. This is an attack you don't want to see. No, but yeah, this is the attack you don't want to see. We might have almost simultaneous vertical KOs here, but it looks like Interslice is going to be ahead by just a smidge thanks to better RNG.
Yeah. If I were Interslice, well, I guess MightyCaesar's probably not going to make the same mistake twice, but if I were Interslice, I'd be saving an Impact Crater.
Well, look, this is less than 10 seconds difference here between Ridley KOs. This is amazing. I think this is actually the closest, race we've had so far this tournament, and for the record, we are only on day 2, and this is the round 1 of Swiss.
What do you mean round 1 of Swiss?
I think we have a few Swiss rounds before brackets. But yeah, this is something else here, folks. It's still so early in the tournament, and yet we're already having races like these and races where bombs are on Thardus twice. So
this is going to be an interesting tournament.
Absolutely. And yeah, MightyCaesar, absolutely, do not blame him for taking the save here. We'll see if
nope, not at all.
Oh, Interslice taking a different route for the crater climb, I notice.
Now, if worse comes to worse and both of them end up dying, Caesar is at a much higher advantage, because then he doesn't have to deal with Ridley again. Saving frequently to me is, well, saving is a two-edged sword, because if you save frequently, that kills time, but if you die, you don't lose that much time when you die.
Yeah.
Or if you don't die, then you just wasted a whole bunch of time saving.
We still have about a 10-second difference here in between both of our runners as we go into the Exo fight once again.
Yep, and Interslice is in the lead only by about a sliver.
Yeah, but the extra missiles on Interslice's end are probably going to allow him to be a little more liberal with super missiles, but only super missiles.
Yep, because neither one decided to validate their run by getting either Wavebuster or Flamethrower.
Yeah, we couldn't find any of those. I mean, heck, we don't even know where Marius' suit is. We will find out in the ending credits. Because the ending credits now do reveal where all major items are located. Still 10 seconds here going into sub-chamber 2, pretty much. Although I think Interslice is pulled ahead by just a few seconds here. But, folks, it is still a race. Don't keep your eyes glued to your TV screens or your computer monitors, whichever one you're using, or your phones/tablets. But the Essence fight can change things on a dime if things are not done correctly.
Yeah, it's definitely anyone's game.
Yeah, it should be noted that if the SRL times are declared extremely close, I think it's like 2 or 3 seconds, 2 or 3 seconds of each other, it is considered a tie race.
Man, if MightyCaesar didn't die at Exo, or if he had saved at Impact Crater, he would have probably won it by now.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say, especially since, you know, given how tankless the seed has been relatively, anything could have happened. It's really hard to say, but even still, this is an interesting way to wind down.
Yeah, I mean, if he had saved, let's say he had saved at Impact Crater, he would not have had to do Ridley fight again.
Yeah, that definitely cost him roughly 4 or 5 minutes. But MightyCaesar having a little more health now, so he's being a lot more liberal with his charge-up snipes here. There's still very little of a difference here in HP between Exos. In fact, I think both Exos are now at the exact same HP because MightyCaesar was nailing those charge snipes.
Do charge snipes really make that much of a difference?
They do. You're able to deliver the full blast, especially if it's ice or plasma. chat brings up a good point. There is another advantage Interslice has going into Essence, and that is X-ray visor.
Yep. So Interslice is... Well, that'll definitely make the Essence fight a whole lot quicker.
So, I cannot believe it. We are still roughly 10 seconds apart here between hop downs into Sub-Chamber 4 here. Like, folks, we told you at the start this was going to be a good one, and these runners have not disappointed. Unfortunately, EXO is spending a little too much time in waveform for MightyCaesar, and Wave is definitely the worst one in terms of raw DPS at this point.
Was it Ice actually has more damage per shot than Plasma, but Plasma fires a lot faster and sets enemies on fire, so that one has the higher damage per second.
Well, as it turns out, Metroid Prime is actually coded to be weak to Ice Beam due to the fact that Metroid Prime is still a Metroid. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, Interslice has defeated EXO and will be heading to the Essence fight now. With MightyCaesar still got about 10...
Keep going, I'll put
MightyCaesar still got about 10% HP left on EXO, but unfortunately no more super missiles.
Man.
Alright, so Essence. Deal with Essence here is that the only way to damage Essence is for her to drop Phazon pools, which, by the way, definitely needs Phazon suit, otherwise you basically can't win this fight. This is pretty much the only other reason Phazon suit is required, because you get Hyper Mode, and then you, after finding Essence, get to shoot a ton of Phazon here. But what Interslice is doing is actually not pool canceling, sorry. Is essentially trying to extend the duration of this Phazon pool by entering and exiting and firing a single shot. In doing so, Interslice is able to increase the number of shots from this particular Phazon pool, dealing essentially a little more damage to Essence. And MightyCaesar now just finally taking down EXO, getting into the Essence fight about a minute later here.
Now Interslice can just PB those Metroids and not have to deal with...
That's what he tried to do.
With that.
That's what he tried to do, but it didn't quite work out. Now, another thing that Interslice is also doing is attack canceling by shooting Essence, rather. Sorry, I get those two mixed up a lot. Shooting Essence right as she's about to go into attack, because her attack pattern is set. So the idea is that Interslice is trying to get to a point in that attack pattern where the next thing on Essence's to-do list is drop another Phazon pool. Unfortunately, yeah, without X-Ray, without X-Ray, the only way to see Essence when in X-Ray form is to literally find her with the scan visor. That's it. And Essence is not cooperating with MightyCaesar here.
No, she is kind of struggling a little bit, just because finding Essence with a scan visor is not fun.
Yeah, luckily the next sequence is Thermal, which the sequence for Essence swapping visors is always the same. It's normal, X-ray, Thermal, so it's actually reverse visor order. Oh, and chat's enlightening that you stay in place for attack cancels, not... What Interslice is doing is pool canceling, but if you stay in place and attack, it's attack canceling for trying to get Essence's phases to switch, but... based on how well these pool cancels have been for Interslice, one small sliver of health short here.
I had a Metroid Prime Essence fight on my last seed. I got him all the way down to 1 HP. And then for the next 5 to 10 minutes, all he did was just sit there and roar and shockwave.
Oh yeah, the Essence fight is if you don't know about the patterns, it's effectively luck-based, when the Essence fight, how long the Essence fight goes on. And
use it 1 HP. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, MightyCaesar still having a bit of trouble with Essence since this particular visor swap decided to land Essence back in X-ray mode again.
Oh
And,
man. Caesars, I think, hasn't gotten a single damage to Metroid Prime.
No, hasn't landed a single shot and is running out of energy. Luckily, does seem to have gotten a favorable attack here, pattern here, but Interslice has the pool, and that is GG for Interslice, who will finish this race in first place with an official SRL time of 1:44.41. Get your GG chat for Interslice. Oh, that is actually really loud.
And shoutouts to no music from either player for the Essence fight. And Caesar currently getting...
Yeah, still getting a bit bullied.
Did he
here,
shoot that Metroid, or did the
yes.
Metroid get killed by Prime?
It was shot by Phasma. And we are joined here in the booth by Interslice. Interslice, GG to you. What a fantastic race that was. We got to tell you, MightyCaesar, by the way, did just forfeit after that death, unfortunately.
Oh, where did he die?
Essence.
Oh, are you kidding me?
He was hot on your tail. Go ahead. Go ahead, Captain.
Yeah, he was actually about 7 minutes ahead of you, but died to Exo.
Oh my god, I can't believe that.
So, yeah, how about that seed? So, you started out with a nice complement of weapons, grapple missiles and grapple missiles and wave beam. But
yeah.
How about bombs on Thardus? Again.
I knew. As soon as I saw early Fendron, I had nothing. I was like, yeah, it's got to be there.
And MightyCaesar is joining us, by the way, in the Twitch chat, and we do say GG to you, Miser. Just really unfortunate how that first Exo fight went.
Jeez. So did he do Thardus right away?
No, you both did Thardus roughly close to each other. When MightyCaesar killed Thardus, you started the fight.
Oh, okay. Is there anything that I did that he didn't do? Let him get a lead?
MightyCaesar had a little bit better routing. He got through to a couple of different places a lot quicker. He did die pretty early, like in labs, where that E-Tank was, where Vanilla Thermal is.
Yeah.
And when he died, he lost Spider Ball, and he did the whole run without it. So he saw that main PBs were in the ice ruins, but he couldn't get there. And he did not check Sun Chamber, so he did not have X-ray visor.
Okay.
So the entire Essence fight, he was running around with a scan visor trying to find Essence, and was having a hard time finding him.
Yeah, I just did Flogger and Ghost because I figured it'd be one of those seeds where you have to check everything.
Yeah, and it paid off.
Yeah.
You got X-ray.
That was a really Phazon Mines loaded seed.
No kidding. Pretty much, I mean, it had Phazon suit, it had Plasma Beam.
Yeah. I was like, when I went there to Phazon Mines, I'm like, there's only 3 checks I can get here. There's not going to be anything. Boom, it's Phazon suit, Plasma Beam, Boost Ball right away. And I was like, wow, I'm in go mode right now. I didn't even realize it at first.
Yeah, now here's something we were a little thrown off about. Was Variosuit technically required for this seed?
I don't think so, because we had the trick on to go through the Twin Fires tunnel without Variosuit.
Okay. Yeah, I figured that because you had a lot of tricks in the preset that we were just discovering as we were reading about as we kind of went along with you on the seed. So we were kind of just decoding things bit by bit. So yeah, so Variosuit wasn't required today. We're about to find out where it is. Oh my god, it was an MPD.
Metroid Quarantine B. Gravity Suit was in plasma processing.
Wow. Rude.
Yeah, that was a terrible seed in terms of not having a suit for like 90% of the time.
Wave Busters and Triclops Pit, Ice Better Storage Cave, Flamethrower, Life Growth.
All right, we are working to get Mighty Caesar into the booth as well. Apparently, Bot decided to be a little finicky, but we do have staff working on it, so hopefully Mighty Caesar will be joining us in just a moment.
I love finicky bots.
It happens, especially with the tracker.
Mm-hmm. As we say in my job, it is what it is.
Oh, yes. Especially with the saying I've always come down to is Rando is going to Rando. But yeah, there was pretty much nothing in... There was really not much in Phendrana either besides, well, actually, besides the opening start, there was really nothing in Phendrana besides bombs on Thardis.
Yeah.
And main power bombs. You were the only one to actually pick up main... You actually... Mighty Caesar never ever actually picked up Spider Ball. Which is weird, because it was at the landing site under the ship.
And speaking of Mighty Caesar, we have him in the chat, or we have him in the Discord now.
Tell Diggle that I'm going after him.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I mean, we understand. Bombs on Thardis, again.
Yeah, but that
Everybody in the
wasn't
chat say thanks, Diggle.
there was no good way to route the artifacts either.
Yeah, they were a little wonky today.
How about those elevators too? Those were bad.
Yeah, the elevators weren't great either, which was part of the reason why there was no good way to route the artifacts.
Yeah, no good way into early Chozo, I noticed, because yeah, the only way to Chozo we had at the time was the Reflecting Pool save station, which needed bombs.
Yeah. My Thardis fight got a bit sped up by the power bomb that I picked up. Incredibly out of logic.
Yeah, so... Did you know Spider Ball was under the ship?
Yes, I picked it up at the start. And then then it wasn't until I was going through stuff again that I realized that I hadn't saved with it.
Okay, yeah, we were wondering about that the whole race. It was like, granted, you did fantastic, by the way. Your movement was something else, really. But yeah, no Spider Ball throughout the entirety of the sea. Kinda.
I mean, it didn't hurt me that much.
I guess it threw you off a bit.
Because I know all the spiderless tricks. Not having me in power bombs hurt a bit.
Yeah, that was a rough
that was
spot
the
for
thing that
these.
Was the most frustrating about it. I had realized earlier that I had thermal visor, because then I would have gone and fought Thardis earlier. I was like, wait a second. It's the thing that Diggle said he was gonna... that wasn't gonna happen for my race.
Yeah, we were...
Thardis again.
And we did confirm he generated the seed like 10 minutes before the race, so apparently time of day does not matter.
Oh, no, he generated 2 seeds for this race. The first one was with the wrong preset.
Right, yeah, because it was under, like, what, vanilla preset initially?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a standard tourney preset.
Yeah.
And we like to
I
make
will
it
say,
fancy.
Caesar, I was impressed when you did that BSJ in that vertical room in Mines with all the bombers
That one.
going up down. When you did the BSJ up the vertical tunnel in Mines, I don't remember which one it is, but it's one of the ones that requires Spider Ball in Mines 1, where you had the scatter bombers,
There
little
weren't
purple...
bombus, they were rotating electrical discs.
That was okay, never mind. That was a different room.
Different room, same concept, essentially.
But yeah.
But yeah, that, I think that's actually one of the only few BSJs we've seen in the tournament so far.
It's the first BSJ I've seen in Prime 1.
I think Remy
more
did one in
tries
his
than it
race.
usually takes me.
But yeah, that was definitely
it
a
went
big one
okay.
because... sorry, you first.
I was just saying that it took me longer than it usually takes me, but it went alright.
I will say, Caesar, had you saved in Impact Crater the first time after Ridley, then you would have
And I
that would have
still would
probably
have
been
lost
it.
because I died to Essence because it pool skipped on me twice and then spawned a Hunter Metroid inside of my hitbox.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. That'll do it.
How many E-tanks did you have at the end?
4.
Oh, okay. I think I had 5.
Yeah, Interslice only had 5. Yeah, this was not a tank-friendly seed.
No.
My
Especially-
first Exo fight, I couldn't have timed the shot to end one of the beam phases worse because the orbs went out of bounds, so there was no way I could shoot them, and no way to know when they would come back, and they took 3 tanks off of me.
Oh, geez. And yeah, I think I remember you going into that first fight with like 307 HP total.
I had just over 3 tanks and just like, just like less than 10 on the 4th.
Yeah, Jack and Jill were giving you trouble on that first climb.
Yeah, but that was mostly just because I messed up the slope jump at the beginning.
Well, I will say both of you put on a fantastic show for us here this evening. And folks, if you can believe it, we're not done. We have another match going on in literally just a couple of moments here on... Oh, I gotta refresh the page.
SpeedGaming 2.
SpeedGaming 2. That is going to be RoboScout versus Arrow Razor. And that is being commentated by Op82, who was tracking earlier today. Major shoutouts to him for tracking the race. Major shoutouts to all the staff. The staff, the SpeedGaming staff and the volunteers have really been working overtime this weekend, getting everything set up for this tournament, because we have had a lot going on. We've had the 5 matches today. We've had the 3 matches yesterday, and we've got more matches on queue for Monday and Tuesday. We are not done here with Prime Rando, folks. So stay tuned. There is a lot to come.
Oh yeah. Thanks for the commentators and the trackers.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I hope to commentate a little bit more often.
There's one thing I can be happy with my performance this seed. It was my Ridley fights were pretty clean, and honestly, so were the Exo fights. They were pretty decent despite dying once.
I'm also
Yeah, GG's.
Also,
go ahead, Captain.
I'm also just being informed that we apparently just had a new, if you're looking for other speed gaming action here tonight, we do have Castlevania Aria of Sorrow randomizer starting, looks like any second right now, actually. This will actually immediately precede this, follow this race. So if you want Castlevania, stick around here. If you want Prime, head on over to SG2, where we will be continuing the Prime tournament. But with that said, anything else you folks want to say before we close out?
I'm just happy we got the first random elevator seat of the tournament.
Yeah.
Again,
I will say GG's to both of you. That was,
yeah,
you know, like Captain said, that was impressive. And that was entertaining.
All right. And G-Rat, by the way, it was a pleasure joining you up here in the booth tonight. So thank you for the company.
Absolutely. Thank you for letting me cut you off every 5 seconds.
Oh, that's all right. That's that would have been a typical day at the office if I was doing SMZ3 with Semper anyway. So it's we're used to it.
All right. Well, I'll try to cut you off a little less next time.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You were a great partner tonight.
Also,
yeah.
Great thanks to both our commentators and our trackers for being with us this race. It's not the easiest thing in the world to be able to think of witty things to say at any given time.
All right, folks. With that said, once again, we thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your night, and we will see you.
We'll see you all next mission. I'm G-Rat Stickler, and Captain MD13 was with me.
Good night, folks.